Hey guys, this is Matthew, and I'm here to talk to you about your ADF entitlements. During this video, I'll be discussing the Defence Home Ownership Assistance Scheme, or DHOAS. But before we get started, just a little bit about me. I was a medic in the Royal Australian Navy for just over 10 years, and I noticed that even though the ADF has a lot of benefits for members, a lot of members don't actually know how to access these entitlements. So I want to share what I know and get a discussion going so we can all access these benefits. So keeping in mind, I'm not an ADF representative or DBA advocate, and the information I will provide during this video will be based on my own experience and the interpretation of policy. The information I gathered for this presentation comes from Pacman and the DHOAS website. The links will be provided in the comment section. Now I just need you to watch the following disclaimer. This advice is general and does not take into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs. You should consider whether the advice is suitable for you in your personal circumstances. Before you make any decision about whether this advice is good for you, please seek the advice from a financial planner or professional. DHOAS is the most commonly known housing entitlement when it comes to the ADF, and there is a fair bit to cover. So I will be covering this information over 2 videos. During this video, I'll be discussing what is DHOAS, what you need to be eligible, what are the requirements, how to apply, and some additional information. DHOAS is a monthly subsidy, up to $447 a month provided by TVA on the behalf of the Department of Defence to help offset the interest of your home loan. Subsidy payments are all based on service credit, which is calculated on a combination of your effective service. Permanent members will accrue additional credit for each month of service, where reserve members will add additional credit for each year that they have completed 20 reserve days. Now you can get a maximum of 20 years credit or 25 years if you've done warlike service. DHOAS has 3 tier systems, which are all based on length of effective service. These are the tier levels with the amount of effective required service for each level and the financial benefits you can get on each level. To calculate the exact amounts you will be entitled to, I've attached a link to the calculator in the comment section, but just pay attention to the limits in the tier sections to see what you will be entitled to. To be eligible, you first need to reach a period of qualifying service. For full-time serving members, it's 4 consecutive years of service. Now you can take leave without pay for up to 12 consecutive months. However, that time you're away will not contribute towards that effective service. Now, if you do discharge and come back, that qualifying service does get reset. For reservist members, you need to achieve at least 8 years of effective reserve time. Effective reserve time is completing at least 20 days of paid service within a financial year. If you don't achieve these 20 days, then the period of qualifying service does get reset. CFTS members are similar to reserve members. However, if you achieve at least 6 months within a financial year, you will get an additional year of credit. So this can help you fast track you towards your DHOAS entitlement as well. If you're a full-time member and then you go into reserves, then the time you spent in defence gets doubled as credit, and then you need to achieve at least 8 years to qualify. So if you spend 3 years full-time member, this equates to 6 years of credit, and then you need to achieve at least another 2 years of reservist time in order to qualify. The main requirement is that you and or your dependents are to live in the property for a 12-month period from the day that you move in. Or if it's a construction loan, it is 12 months from the day that your home first becomes occupiable. Of course, there are always short notice postings, and in this circumstance, the 12-month period will be waived. Okay, so I'll talk very briefly about the application process because the DHOAS website does have a very good diagram explaining the process of how to apply. Because of copyright laws, I'm not going to put the picture up, but I will encourage you to look at the link at the end of this video because it's a great diagram. So the first thing you're going to have to do is apply for a subsidy certificate from DHOAS. Again, you do it on their website and just follow the link in the comments section. The subsidy certificate gives you 12 months that you can take this certificate to a DHOAS approved bank to get the loan. You will need to prove your length of service. The best way to do this is to call 1-800-DEFENT and ask for your ADO service record to be emailed to you. Now, something else that you can do is you can actually request a lump sum payment. So you can request up to 4 years of DHOAS payments at Tier 1 to be given to you upfront. Now, you might want to speak to a professional or an accountant about this. It might be beneficial at Tier 1 to offset the tax that you will incur. Again, speak to a specialist about this, but it's something to take in consideration. Now, once you receive a certificate, again, you can take this to one of your banks. Once settlement has taken place, you will need to complete a subsidy authorization request form. Again, it's on the DHOAS website, and I will leave a link. You will then receive a lump sum and monthly payments after settlement, after you fill out that authorization. Okay, so that's all I've got for you today, but next week I will be going into DHOAS into a little bit more depth. I'll be focusing on what happens after you discharge, how long you continue getting this entitlement for, how you can actually access a DHOAS loan after you've discharged, and some benefits that you might not be aware of if you do medically discharge when it comes to DHOAS. If you do have any questions or you want me to talk about a particular entitlement, please leave a comment. If you believe I've missed something and you want to add to the conversation, please also leave a comment. But now I'm going to say goodbye, and I want to just say look after yourselves and look after your oppos. See ya.